All right, who's with me? Emmett Jones needs a raise. Still, we're going to keep that campaign going. Y'all know that the propaganda machines out there has been trying to push back on us and push back on this campaign. But guess what happens? Emmett Jones always delivers. And what did he do? Just snatched up, a top 3 wide receiver in the portal just to add depth to this team, just in case, because, we've dealt with some injuries here or there. And so he decided to make sure we retooled and grabbed somebody that we can leverage. Deion Burks out of Purdue is now a Sooner. Let's talk about him. Drop a little film. See what y'all think. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. Let's dive into Deion Burks, the 5'11", 195 wide receiver that Coach Jones decided needed to be in that Crimson and Cream. And man, I'm excited. I looked at some film on him. I've watched some of the game footage. When they said that he was potentially looking at Oklahoma and going to make a visit, if I'm correct, end of this week, and then he's supposed to go visit the competition right afterwards, he ain't even made it to town and decided, nah, EJ is where I need to be at. Let's look at him. Let's look at this one key play that this dude did, and I'm going to tell y'all who he reminds me of. So let's make that happen. Y'all see what I see. Deion Burks, 5'11", 195, out of Michigan. Was that Belleville, Michigan? So another guy that's a native of Michigan. Kind of reminds me of another one that we have, Andrew Anthony, who went to Michigan and we got him to come down. Yeah. So Deion is out of Michigan, played at Purdue. He's a redshirt sophomore. And yeah, he looks like he's one of those solid players that can contribute day one. This past season, he was ranked about 12th in yards in the Big Ten, 47 catches, 629 yards, 7 touchdowns with the Boilermakers. And you know who was throwing the ball, right? Hudson Card, the former Texas quarterback. And so had a little bit of a run with the competition. Hudson don't want competition, but still. Deion Burks is somebody to keep your eyes on. And it's funny because got some folks I know decided, shot a message and asked, all right, he's 5'11". Does he have hops? What was about him? Well, in his high school profile, had a vertical of about 35 inches. He ran like a 4.14 shuttle. And the thing about him is he's fast. He's a track dude. Ran track, indoor track, 600, 200, 300. 60, 200, 300. So he was a track guy in the high school ranks, came to college, didn't run track in college, but he has track speed. And when I watched his film and watched him play in some of the games for Purdue this year, the one thing you recognize out of him is how fast he can go. Who does he remind me of? Hollywood Brown. He reminds me of the way Hollywood played. And remember, Hollywood was a 3-star coming here, just a fast dude. Then all of a sudden, he just gone. And that was the thing I saw with a lot of the players with Burks is he would find a way to be wide open. And Card would launch that thing. Some plays it worked, some it didn't. But the question you got to ask is, okay, where is Burks going to play, right? You bring in this player, 5'11", you would expect slot. He was mainly out there on the left side with the X wide receiver most of the time for Purdue. And so, honestly, I think we keep him on the outside. Now, you could throw him in the slot. He could be a burner or whatnot, but you still got a lot of others on there. This room is so stacked. And you may be asking, Jay, why would you get another wide receiver when our room is so loaded with talent? You got to make sure you got players that can handle it when we have attrition hit, because injuries will happen. We lost Andrew Anthony, and we kind of lost a step because Andrew was such a big deal. We're waiting for him to recover. And then we're seeing the development of Jay Gibson. You're seeing the development of Nick Anderson. Still got Farouk, who's still around. I anticipate he's going to come back for one more year. And then Brendan Thompson, who was dealing with health issues, I think his ankles bothering him. And he's a burner. So then you got the young guys like with Petaway, and you've got the 2024 class coming in. We've got a lot of players that we have to account for. And the big thing with having some additional depth is to make sure that if injuries do hit, we've got the studs that can go out there, next man up, and make it happen. And that's what you get with Burks. Dude's a burner. He reminds me of Hollywood. Watching him play, that's who he is. And then watching him on this play, he breaks tackles and he'll go. Man, Jackson Arnold is going to have a field day with these boys in the spring. Wait till you see the spring game, him go out there and start launching it. Y'all going to be excited. I actually feel bad for our defense, even though Brent Venables is running things, because these dudes are going to keep them boys busy. And that's a really good thing, especially going into the SEC. One of those things you want to make sure you have is guys that can compete, guys that can help sharpen that iron, That's what you see out of Burks. So grade wise, he graded okay. I think he finished the season around 71 on Pro Football's advanced stats. He can block too. That's one thing that I saw in his high school profile is that he likes to block and he's really good at it. And it's always great to have good receivers that block because we recognized that last season when our receivers were blocking really good, our running backs were getting out. Same thing with the year before, the first year. When the wide receivers were blocking good downfield or just blocking in general, you saw the running backs break out. You need guys that like to block, make those openings for their running backs, and they'll go. So Burks is one of those players, when you watch him, you're like, oh yeah, he jumps off the screen with his athleticism, right? I mean, at 5'11", it's perfect. Like I said, Hollywood was infamous for getting behind the defense, and then Baker would just launch that thing. So hopefully we got Jackson Arnold doing the same thing, just launching it, because I feel like Jackson can go out there, look, boom, 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 launch that bad boy to these wide receivers. So the room is full. The room is good. The room is what you want, because next season, that Latrell offense, they're going to be airing it out. We'll run the ball a lot too, but they're really going to be airing it out with those run plays. So I expect a lot of big plays out of these wide receivers this time around. And man, whew. But watching Burks got me excited. Hop in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about Deion Burks joining this team, right? How do you feel about us picking up a nice wide receiver out of the portal? Just to add to this room, baby. We need to go ahead and pay this man. I'm so glad he moved up to assistant head coach. That tells me everything we need to know about what Emmett Jones is going to provide. And down the line, you're going to see him as an OC. And heck, we'll see him be a head coach. Honestly, I don't even know if he'll even need to be an OC or anything before he gets a head coaching job. This dude is going to be primed up to be a leader somewhere. If you've made it this far, you like the content, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Love for you to join this great family of college football fans. We're growing and we're talking a lot of college football here, and we want you to be a part of it. And the best thing you can do is to share. Why? Because sharing is caring. We won't hit those numbers without you, the people. Keeps the channel free, keeps us doing what we're doing because y'all are helping your boy out by watching these videos. So YouTube said check out one of these videos. I highly recommend it. Baby, we got more commits coming down the line. Another video will probably drop later this evening for my members. We're going to talk about the portal and just some rumblings that I'm seeing as I'm scrolling the internet. We'll chop it up soon. Peace.